What's going on, Dolphins? It is your boy Dillon, and I am here to do a video for the playoffs. Obviously, the Dolphins are not in the playoffs, but this is going to be a playoff preview video. Going to take a look at Wild Card Weekend, but I am also going to give you the updated draft order after this past week, with all the Week 18 results now in the books and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and take a look at what the current draft order is. So we're going to pop over here, and as you can see from Tankathon, Jacksonville is in number 1. Detroit, now the bottom portion still needs to be determined, obviously, because those games need to be played, but the first 18 picks have been finalized. So Jacksonville is number 1, Detroit number 2, Houston 3, Jets 4, Giants 5, Carolina 6, Giants from Chicago at 7, Atlanta at 8, Denver at 9, Jets from Seattle round out the top 10, Washington's next, Minnesota, Cleveland, Baltimore, and then Philadelphia from Miami will be picking at 15th. So the pick that we gave them officially landed at 15, with us being 9 and 8. Then they pick again from Indianapolis at 16, Chargers at 17, New Orleans at 18. And then as you can see, getting into the wild card rounds as it is now, you have Philly, Pittsburgh, New England, Miami from San Francisco, Vegas, Arizona, Cincinnati, Buffalo, Detroit from Rams, Dallas, KC, Tampa Bay, Tennessee, and Green Bay. And this is obviously if all of these teams made it to these rounds and so on and so forth, right? This is assuming that certain teams get eliminated and whatnot, whatever. So anyways, as of right now, the pick for Miami is at 22, and depending on how things go with this upcoming, coaching search and whatnot, I'm cautiously optimistic that if we can get a Jim Harbaugh or maybe a Jim Caldwell or someone, a coach at that level and caliber, then we stand a decent chance to get the guy that I would like in the first round, and that is Breece Hall, provided that they do what is necessary in free agency and get like a couple pieces of veteran leadership on that offensive line, right? So right now it's 22. Obviously, if San Francisco is to win the first round, then they would move into the divisional round. And then, it would go from there, because this is obviously assuming that these are the losers from the wild card and the divisional and the conference. And then this is assuming that Tennessee and Green Bay are the teams that are in the Super Bowl. So anyway, that's that. So we are now going to move over to the playoff predictor, and I am going to make my predictions. I'm at least going to give win-loss, because I don't know that I'm very good at this whole, score predicting thing, and frankly, I'm terrible at it. So, yeah, I'm just going to really go ahead and just do, predictions. So, all right. AFC, I guess I'll do AFC first. So, we have, let's see, KC, the number 2 seed, and so obviously, real quick, the teams that are on bye are the Titans and the Packers, because obviously they get the first round bye. They're both the number 1 seed in the AFC and NFC respectively. So we move in, and these are the matchups. You're going to have Vegas versus Cincinnati, New England versus Buffalo, Pittsburgh versus KC, Arizona versus the Rams, San Francisco versus the Cowboys, Eagles versus the Bucks. So here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say some of these are going to be really tough, but I'm going to take, even though Cincinnati is at home and they do have, some, really impressive young players, and they're building that team rather well, I don't know. I mean, this one is really tough, because I was going to say, on the other hand, you have the Raiders are not a terrible team. They have Derek Carr, who obviously is a veteran, and he has more experience and so on and so forth. You know what? No, I'm going to go with Cincinnati in this one. These next two I do think are going to be a bit easier, just because, Mac Jones is still a rookie. He still has definitely limitations. He's never been to the playoffs. The Bills have that experience. It's a home game for the Bills. I do think now, if the Patriots can manage to do something like, especially if it's going to be bad weather, if they can run on the Bills like they did in that one matchup where Mac Jones only threw for 3 times, they certainly can come away with this win. But I think the Bills, especially in the last few games of the season, have really started to commit more to the run. And I think that they stand a chance, to be able to, it could end up being like a pretty low scoring game at the end of the day. It could be even a messy game, so there is that, and defensive heavy, whatever, but I think that they will edge it out. I think KC's probably going to be, I think they'll probably be the favorite. They're obviously at home. I mean, Pittsburgh's tough, but that offense is not the same, and I think that even though I'd say Pittsburgh's defense is better than KC, I think that KC's offense is better than Pittsburgh's, and I think it's enough to where they can get the win. All right, so this one's pretty easy. I think Dallas should beat San Francisco, and obviously that would help us, at least so far as to say that the pick for San Francisco wouldn't drop down the tankathon charts, or the draft order charts anymore. Tampa Bay also should beat the Eagles, I would think. This one's a bit tougher. This one's a bit tougher. And I heard Eric Weddle too. I saw a thing that said Eric Weddle's going to come out of retirement so that way he can play with the Rams in the playoffs, bro. Like, I mean, I guess. Like, that's cool. I mean, Eric Weddle was a great player. Obviously, he's got a reputation in the league and stuff like that and whatever. But, like, Jesus Christ, bro. Like, just whenever you just want to come out of retirement for the playoffs, it must be nice. But you know what? Fuck that. I'm going to go with Arizona in this one. So, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, it's a tough matchup. And look, at the end of the day, man, these are the teams that made it to the playoffs. And I think, for the most part, these teams made it for a reason. And they're good. And they can, hang with the best of the best. So I'm taking one upset as far as, home versus away teams. I'm giving home field advantage to most of these. I think, these are probably pretty locks. I think this one's pretty safe overall, but I mean, you never know. Again, so we'll see how it plays out, but I think that's what I will go for week 1 of the playoffs, which is the wild card round, and then we'll see how it plays out. Next week I'll do the same thing. We'll take another look at the draft order, and that will continue through the remainder of the playoffs should the San Francisco 49ers keep winning in the playoffs. But as soon as they do lose, that I'll add it into the playoff video for the following week. But then after that, I'll leave it out because there won't be any more change. As long as there's change in the draft order with that pick of ours, I'll keep adding it in. Otherwise, I'll take it out. So anyway, that is basically going to wrap up this video though. So before I get out of here, make sure you check out the Rave On Sports App, the new fan-driven sports app for all your sports, whether it be basketball, baseball, football, college, whatever you like. They got it, and they're looking to enhance your game day experience with live play-by-play coverage, live chats with other fans and content creators like myself, and as well as giving you an arena to dispute and bitch and moan and complain about all the terrible officiating, because it's everywhere, not just in football, but in other sports too. I hear about it from other sports fans who watch basketball and stuff. So check that out. Make sure you look for the links to that in the description box. And with that, I'm going to get out of here. I hope you guys appreciate my perspective. If you do, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the bell if you want to get the alerts. Share my channel and videos with your friends and family. Leave your questions, comments, and concerns down in the comments section. And of course, as always, follow me on Twitter at DillonTartaro, as well as on Instagram at Dolphins_with_Dillon. And with that, I am out. I'll see y'all soon. Phins up.
7 seconds left. Tannehill will throw it. And this will end it after the shuttle. Florida. The Dolphins have done it. They keep their season alive. 69 yards. Wow. Pure joy. Miami wins it.